Hello traders, today is Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. I'm gonna go over 10 different names today. Anyways, this is not financial advice. Make sure to do your own due diligence and research before investing any money. This content is for educational purposes. Let's start with Apple. And it's looking, in my opinion, this is still looking a little bit weak. We'll see what happens after Thursday, I would say. First hurdle that we have to go over is elections, and we will know what happens after hours. Well, not after hours, but in a couple of hours, actually. And we will have a better clue on which direction the market is going to take. Actually, today wasn't too bad of a trading day. A lot of names were pretty moving very decent, in my opinion. I mean, you can see this whole list, and most of it is green. So it was a green day for the most part. Now, going back to Apple and focusing on the technical analysis here, we do have this nice move, especially on the MACD and the TSI to the downside, but then you're having a little bit of a strength coming up towards resistance at 225. We'll see what happens after, I would say Thursday. And I think if we claim 225 again, then you might have a nice move or steady move towards 233. Now, we can also, I would love to see a little more of a movement on the MACD and the TSI, but at the end of the day, I think that your critical level is 225. Anything under that, I personally wouldn't trade to the upside. I'm not on Apple right now, but I like to trade this stock. And let me take a look at the 5 minute and see how it was behaving. It was choppy, in my opinion. Look at this rebound on the 325 SMA. That was pretty nice. Anyways, then you had this double top on the 5 minute, went down and stayed like on the 35 SMA. Anyways, interesting. Still look a little bit weak. I wouldn't touch it, or I won't, until we break 225 again. Anyways, let's move on to, if I can find this guy, what's next? AFRM. And AFRM had a pretty solid day today. Let me take a quick note. Almost 5%, 4.37% is up, 0.50%. We went over the 45 level, which, as I said yesterday, if you go a little bit over or a little bit under the support, you will be fine. So in this case, we actually didn't go under the support level. We went over the resistance level. We actually had a nice reaction on the 35 SMA. And then you have earnings, I think it's at night on Thursday. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Now, LDI had a report today, and I think it went pretty well. At least the stock is moving pretty nicely after hours. Let's go take a look at LDI, and that is... And there is a little bit of a relationship between these two names. And I think they are at, yeah, look, this move. And, you know, we had earnings, I think, in the morning today. Yeah, no, not really. Wow. I'm on the 4 hour. Okay. They did pretty well. Look at this. So anyways, let's go back to AFRM. I think AFRM, if they have, if they beat expectations, they are gonna do very well. I think you're probably gonna move toward 52. Right now we are right on it, on for 45. Next resistance level is 47.8. And but again, I think if we have decent earnings, 52 is definitely in the horizon, and it might come pretty quickly. Keep an eye on this. What is now support 45. Also, I would still consider 42.5. A critical support level, or the 35 SMA before we get there. And now your next resistance level is 47.9, 48 if you want to. Anyways, let's move on to Amazon. I'm mentioning Amazon again because, let me take a quick note on this. Yesterday I was saying that, at least in my eyes, what I was seeing was that there was a higher likelihood to go towards 190. Well, I was very wrong on this one. And the stock moved almost 2% today. And it seems like, the market is digesting already the election. Maybe we have, as far as the market goes, good news regardless who wins the election, meaning that the market is just going to move in a positive way, putting the election behind. I think a lot of us are already exhausted with elections, and I don't know, it's been pretty intense in my opinion. So, and I think it's because there is a lot of at stake right now, right? And but I think once we move on from the election, we might actually have a nice move to the upside, and it could be that regardless who wins, we might still continue moving to the upside. Historically, that's what normally happens. So we might see a situation here that is positive for everybody. So I was wrong here. I thought we were gonna continue going to 190 and then maybe bounce on that point, but that didn't happen. You did fill the gap a little bit yesterday, but other than that, today you had a pretty nice positive move coming from Amazon. So I'm welcoming this. Now let's see what is the reaction at 200. It's a pretty stubborn level, as you can see here. So keep that in mind. But interesting how it moved. It was pretty solid. Let's take a look at the 5 minute really quick. And it was a whole day to the upside. Look at the reaction on this level. Didn't actually hit it, but it went down to the 35 SMA and then it stayed on it. Interesting. Let's move on to the next name, and that would be Bitcoin. And also another name that was, or well, in this case, Bitcoin was moving very decent during the day. At one point, you had this nice move, and then you lost momentum. And I guess a few hours ago, sellers came in, but still, this is a nice reaction on this support level at 67.3. Now you are still over 69, which is another resistance level, and we'll see how we react here. I think if Trump, especially if Trump wins, considering how bullish he's been for crypto, I think if Trump wins, Bitcoin and all crypto related names are just going to skyrocket. I think today Coinbase was up 5% or something like that. Some other names were like moving very aggressively. Let's take a look at, Coin was up 4.13%. What else do I have here? That I have a lot of names. Sometimes I think I should make this a little. CLSK was up 7%. Very nice. Down 1 point something percent after hours. But anyways, I think that the coming move for the next couple of days or so, maybe longer, especially if Trump wins, are going to be dictated on the election results. That's what I have for Bitcoin. Now let's move on to a name that is looking interesting right now, and I haven't covered in a while, and that is Disney. And why am I mentioning Disney? Because of the setup that I'm starting to see here. So there is a little bit of a flag here. Let's put a trend line, and you have this nice flag right here. You're right over resistance at 96.2, give or take. I think this move might come if earnings are positive, which are coming next week. Maybe we might see a nice move towards 100. Now, haven't been very bullish on Disney, but I've been mentioning Disney when we were in this area, and what I was saying was that there is a little bit of resemblance to what we were seeing here back in October of 2023. Back then, I was trading Disney out of this rebound on the double bottom, and it did work out for me very nicely. Now this is a different setup, but you are seeing these moves right here that are looking very positive. Now it's reacting very nicely on the 35 SMA. You had a rebound right here, and now you are respecting that 35 SMA. Now also we can say that we are mounting that 325 SMA. That's another good thing. MACD and TSI, even though they are over the zero line, they look pretty neutral. RSI also is looking very decent. I would love to see how this moves tomorrow, and it's kind of like a neutral stock. I think if no matter who wins the election tomorrow, Disney is not gonna be really affected by it. But anyways, we'll see what kind of reaction we have to in the next few days, and there might be some opportunity here to actually have something, maybe some dated calls. The only problem that I see is that we have earnings coming next week, and that could actually invalidate whatever we might think. That's the only risky part, I have for now. So maybe it would be nice if we have a move to the upside and a retest, and by then we are um, closer to election. But that's wishful thinking, in my opinion, right now. um, let's talk about NPH. I talked about NPH yesterday, and the reason why was because I was talking about this rebound that we were going to have. I also told you when we were down on this candle right here, but we were looking already the results of earnings, is that we were going to fill the gap. It did happen. The only thing that I was maybe wrong about was that I thought it was going to go lower towards 73 and then rebound on this level right here, but that didn't happen. But it happened very close to what I was estimating, and my thought process was, and you had a very aggressive, impulsive move to the downside, and then you were going to have an opposite reaction to the upside, and filling this gap that we had here. So that happened. Today was up almost 3%, 2.84%. And it's a very nice day, in my opinion, for NPH. Very nice reaction, and we'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna let this rest for a second. We'll see. I'm probably gonna wait until the reaction that we might see at 95, and then but at that point you're gonna be meeting the 35 SMA. If that actually happens and it starts to look better, I'm probably gonna jump on this. MACD and TSI are looking fantastic. RSI is also looking pretty good. So on the technical level, at least, NPH is looking very good. It actually played out very, very close to what I was, to the expectations that I had. Now let's talk about HIMS. And HIMS had earnings yesterday, and they weren't bad at all. I think, as I mentioned yesterday, this is a company that, at least for now, has a good footing on telehealth. Is they're the leaders on telehealth, and I think they're gonna do fantastic. Now, one thing that I also said yesterday was that I had, and I still have them, February calls. I bought them before earnings, and I was also, actually, to be honest, I was thinking, this is gonna play out very nicely. I'm really gonna walk away with some money, but the stock didn't react the way I thought. But one thing that I like is, and there's no gaps here, so we had an open up here, so the gap was minimal. We went down, and then let's go take a look at the 5-minute. You had a strong reaction in the beginning of trading. You had this double top right on this level right here, which is 21.7, and then you came down consistently throughout the day. To be honest, I don't see anything wrong with this chart right now. I love the reaction on the 35 SMA. So you hit the 35 SMA on the daily chart, which is a very useful indicator, especially for the daily chart. But anyways, it hit that 35 SMA, and then you continue going up, and then you collapsed again towards the end of the day, which is fine. In my opinion, I think that we're gonna go towards 23.4, but for now, let's worry about 21.7, which is consolidating, or is, I guess, proving to be a consistent level right now, since it's breaking it and rejecting, and it's been doing that for a lot of trading sessions. Anyways, I love the reactions that the stock is having, especially from the beginning of October until now on the 35 SMA. Is working very well. And again, it was a volume heavy day for HIMS, but I like the fact that there is no gaps to fill. That's a good thing. You still have this volume shelf right here, which is fine. I mean, today you had a pretty heavy volume. You were almost twice as much as the volume that you had yesterday, which is understandable. MACD and TSI don't look bad at all. Now they are slightly pointing down, but that's totally fine. And you can also see that strength of sellers is diminishing a little bit. We'll see what happens throughout the rest of the week. I also think that since we have earnings behind, now we can actually start moving, to the upside in a more steady way. So I didn't sell my calls. I kept them. They are basically flat, and I'm kind of happy because you know I they still have like 3 or 4 months. They are February, so like 4 months ahead. Anyways, not bad. I like the fact that there's no gaps. I like the fact that you still between this range 18.7 and 21.7. And we'll see what is the reaction that we're going to find within the next few days. But overall, I'm feeling very comfortable with HIMS. Now let's take a look at. I just noticed my mouse was in a different screen. Anyways, let's take a look at. I just want to make a quick comment on Reddit, and let me take a quick note on this. Reddit. In my look, this is this is overextended in my opinion. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. I mean, whatever, right? Look at this. Anyways, I think there might be an opportunity to the downside. Obviously, not right now because the momentum continues. Today was up 12.4%. The day of the earnings report, it was up almost 42%. That's wild. The following day, you still went up almost 3%, and then you had a decline of pretty much 8% between these 2 days. Anyways, you're up 12.4%. MACD, TSI looking very extended. You're overbought on the RSI. Okay, that's fine. In reality, you can continue going up if you're looking at these indicators. Yes, there is still more room to continue going up, but at one point this is going to lose strength, and people are going to take profits, and I don't know. Their earnings, however, were very impressive, but I just have the feeling that this is it's not going to end well, at least short term. I wouldn't be surprised, and we're going to start approaching this gap right here. I don't know exactly when, because the momentum continues to go up. The volume is increasing again for buyers, which is a good thing. But again, I would be very, very careful on jumping into this trend of buying these overextended stocks. By the way, I'm looking at this chart right now, and Palantir was up 23.47%. That's incredible. Let's take a look at that. Sorry, my eye went there for a second. That looks incredible. Anyways, Reddit, be careful with this. Again, there might be a very nice opportunity to the downside coming up, but for now, you just have to sit on your hands and see how this behaves. Let's move on to the next name, and that would be RIOT. And one of the things that when I was covering RIOT a few days back before earnings, I was saying that I liked the way how steady this was moving. But also when we were getting into this area right here, I also said be very careful on the behavior of the stock when we hit the 325 SMA. Now, you did hit that level or this indicator and went down, then you got earnings, things didn't go well, but then guess what? You had this level at 874, 875, and came back from it. Now, today it closed at 8.13%. Very nice day for RIOT, but I do believe that, again, if Bitcoin rallies within the next few days or this week, then all these names are just going to continue moving up. In this case, I would keep an eye on the 200 SMA if you're moving up. And if you break the 200 SMA, I don't think that 325 SMA is going to be a problem. If crypto and starts moving with momentum, I do believe that you are going to see a very nice move coming from RIOT towards 12.5. No doubt about it. So we'll see how we do. You are right on this volume shelf. See how that behaves. MACD and TSI are looking okay. I'm not too worried about them right now. But again, your resistance level is at 200 SMA. There's nothing else. And your support level, which has been respected so far, at least from yesterday's trading, it is the 875. And now let's finish this video with comprehensive. I just got a message. Where is it? Let's finish with Tesla. And it's not looking bad, you know. A little bit of a resemblance. No, not really. I was just gonna say a little bit of a resemblance to AFRM, but AFRM has like 3 of these moves. Anyways, today was up 3.5%. Very interesting. You're now over this volume shelf. That's a good thing. I think if Trump wins, Tesla is gonna rally, and it's gonna rally hard. I might actually get into that euphoria that we might see. Now, if Trump loses, don't be surprised and you hit 200 and probably lower than that. So this is going to be one of those plays that are going to be very, I guess, volatile and very reactive to the election catalyst. The fact that Musk is so, I guess, involved in Trump's campaign give us at least that indication that if Trump wins, then Tesla is going to rally, and it's going to rally hard. But on the same token, since he's so close to Trump now and Kamala wins, I think that the market is going to fear that Kamala is going to retaliate and the Democrats are going to retaliate. They normally do that. And you know, times are going to be a little bit difficult for Elon Musk. And I don't know what's going to happen there. But anyways, nice day today. 3.5% or so. Yeah, 3.5%. Very nice move. I just want to take a look at the 5-minute because it looks like it lost momentum towards the end of the day. It did. Anyways, keep an eye on this. I guess right now everybody's eyes are going to be on the election and the election results, and that is going to dictate not the entire market moving, but a lot of tickers are going to get affected by what we are going to see tonight on the election results and in the next few days as well. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and like the video. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, other than that, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.